what's up? It is. Thomas, it's okay, man. You just turn down the volume. We'll be all right, man. You're good.
I'm sorry, I'm a loser.
No, you're trying to get the phone situated. You're good. That was bad. That was great.
I don't have a stand.
Hey, yo, baby,
I don't have any of that
up?
shit.
Shit. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Wine Talk with Tesh. It's your boy, Tesh. I am excited to be sharing some delicious wines with you tonight. We have my good friend and one of my wine reps, Thomas, joining us. Thomas, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for introducing me to these wines, in particular the Ampelos. I know you're pretty stoked about. We'll jump into what kind of makes it fun and geeky here shortly. But the Yount Millhouse, this Cabernet, man, I've been trying to like. There's a lot of wines that I taste that don't ever make it onto the show or into the program or whatever. And the Yount Millhouse is a wine that I've been introduced to. I feel like a long time ago. It's probably been a few years, and I've been just trying to find a place, and it was like, yo, like let's place the Yount Millhouse, and we'll just make it work in the virtual tasting kit or in the tasting kit. Period. So yeah. So Thomas, what's going on with you, man? Before we jump into wine, I want to know what's up.
I'm okay. I'm exhausted from a day of yard work, and I am ready for this glass of Pinot.
Yard work hits a little bit different when. How old are you, man? If you don't mind me asking, if you don't care if the world knows.
I'm 18. No, I'm 32.
32. Okay, so I'm closer to 40 than 30. And man, yard work hits different now in your 30s, especially your mid 30s. Like we'll do yard work, and then the next day I'll be sore. Like I went to the gym, and I'm like, dude, what the is going on, man? It's kind of
specifically in the lower back.
Yeah, man, the lower back, your legs are sore. Like you did squats, and you're like, all I did was get up and down a couple times. What the fuck, man?
I know. Yeah, you just like, and then you're like grunting more, and then like for 2 days you're walking like a marionette puppet.
Right,
just
man. Like you worked out or something. Yeah, it is not the business. Who all is watching tonight? Who all made burgers at home? I want to know. Let me know in the comment section. Just tune in or chime in with some comments and let me know what's going on. Don't worry about your phone, Thomas. It's going to do what it's going to do unless it disconnects. And if it disconnects, I'll just have you join back in.
Does it? Okay.
It'll just do its thing in the background. Yeah, it's all good. I know that David and Diana are watching at home. And I'm curious if they ended up making the burger recipe that I sent out to everybody. Burgers are almost done, Lori says. Hey, Lori, what's up? Thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. These burgers are really, really good, by the way. So the Morton's Steak Bible, anybody can go buy this recipe book published by Morton's Estate, or I don't know who it's published by, but it was written by Morton's Steakhouse, the previous owner and stuff. So it was really cool. Oh, it's Kyle. What's up, Kyle? Johnny and Ashley are here. No burgers though. Oh, sad face. What did you guys eat for dinner? Ashley and Johnny, I want to know. What's up, Lori and Kyle? Thank you guys for tuning in. Johnny and Ashley, I want to know what you guys did have for dinner or what you are making for dinner because I want to know how well it pairs with the wines. So I think that burgers are as simple as they are. I think that they're kind of overlooked as like a pairing option, right? But burgers and wine are beautiful. It'll go great with this Pinot. It'll go great with the Cab. And that particular recipe from Morton's Steakhouse is absolutely stunning. And a part of it was that we made the burgers last week, and as I was prepping the email to send out to everybody, I was like, "Hey, this burger is really good. Let's just send it out, and we'll share it with everyone, and just all have some delicious meals." Pork chops in the works right now. Pork chops is going to go great with this Pinot. It'll go great with this Pinot. That's a great call. All right, so let's see. Without further ado, let's just jump right in. So if you have the Ampelos Pinot, that's what we're going to start with. Boom. Jordan might throw up the photo on the screen. I don't know. We'll see. Jordan, do you have the photos? I don't think I emailed them to you. Do you just steal them from my Instagram at this point because I'm so inconsistent? Oh, I don't think we can hear you. Yeah, you did. My. All right, cool. My bad, player. You know, players fuck up. You know what I mean? Um. So yeah, pour yourself a glass of Pinot, and then Thomas, why don't you tell us a little bit about Ampelos? Tell us about the winery itself. How old is it? Um, Go ahead.
Yeah, so Peter and Rebecca Work. Their last name is literally Work.
Uh huh.
Started farming in Santa Barbara County in the Santa Rita Hills in 1999. They planted new vines. Everything was fresh. It was virgin soil. They grow Pinot Noir, Syrah, Grenache, um, Viognier, and a teeny bit of Riesling, and maybe some other things that we'll see soon.
Okay, cool.
Um, yeah, on beautiful Santa Rita Hills, Central Coast soil. Gets a lot of sunlight. It's an interesting viticultural area because you see a lot of Pinot Noir there, which is traditionally a cold climate variety, but you see a lot of Rhone varieties too. And then further inland, of course, you get like Merlot and Cab and
Sure,
things
right.
like that. So it's a really interesting part of the Central Coast. And every little inch that you get closer to the ocean, of course, the cooler it gets. Um, but unlike Monterey and like coastal areas of California further north, you don't get quite as much fog, but it's still really cool and it can be really windy. So you hear some people refer to that area as refrigerated sunlight, which I think is really a neat description because it's cool, but you get a lot of sun.
Right,
So
yeah.
you can get like grapes that are really really ripe, but it's still kind of a coolish climate where you can pull off Syrah or Pinot Noir and Chardonnay and even a little bit of Riesling. So, anyways, that's a little about the land itself. This Pinot Noir is is I think a classic Santa Barbara County Pinot Noir. Um,
What does that
it's
mean,
kind of
though? What does it mean to be a
so
classic Santa Barbara Pinot Noir? And before you answer that question, hang on one
yeah.
second. Kyle and Lori, if your Pinot smells like vinegar, there's a chance there may be something wrong with the bottle. So
Yeah, there shouldn't be vinegar.
shouldn't be vinegar. I'm smelling it right now, and I'm not picking up on any vinegar. I'm getting a lot of strawberry, cherry aromas, almost like a cherry cola kind of thing. But vinegar. Mm-mm. So if the wine tastes flat or it's not really showing very much fruit, um, shoot me a private message and I'll make sure to take care of you in that bottle. Because you know, if it turned to vinegar, either it wasn't stored right or something. I know I stored it right, but but there's a chance that there could be something off with the bottle. All right, but yeah, I'm smelling it right now and beautiful wine. I haven't even tasted it yet. Just very, very pleasing aroma wise. So yeah. Also, we got spammed in the middle of our live again, which I think is really funny, and that's why Jordan and I
What
just
is
kind of
that?
somebody like commented some weird kind of verd space dot FYI, and you can never understand it because the username who spammed us is like in a foreign language. Um, so I just think it's funny. Anyways, real quick, Santa Barbara was the wine region of the year in 2021 by I think it was like Wine Spectator or Wine Enthusiast. I can't remember which one named it that, but a notable region that we're drinking Pinot out of. Um, and one of the things that I want to read, actually, I really like how the owners talk about this wine. They talk about it as if it's a person. So uh, I'm going to read this right off of the back of the label. This Pinot is a great friend of ours. It all started when he walked in wearing a suit and tie. He was gracious in his offerings of dark cherry, rich cola, and butterscotch. So we invited him in to dinner. Arriving at the ranch, the suit was gone, the boots were on, and the stories of well worn leather and spice began. I just think it's really cool that they refer to their wine with so much personality, which this wine really does have a lot of personality.
Yeah.
Um, 46 barrels, which is really not that much. So fairly small production. So tell us what it means, Thomas, in your opinion, to be like typical Santa Barbara. What does that mean?
So first of all, um, I'm a visual person, so each barrel, a lot of people have seen wine barrels, but one barrel is the volume wise is the equivalent to 25 12 bottle cases of wine. Just I think that
Absolutely.
visualization helps. Um, so Santa Barbara. All right, so we're talking about relatively cool climate, but it's a lot of sunlight. So you're able to get a lot of phenolic ripeness in the grapes, meaning just lot of ripeness, which we taste. Um, Opulent style, but without sacrificing acidity. So if you compare this to, say, a Willamette Valley Pinot Noir or a true Burgundy, um, or even like a New Zealand Pinot Noir, um, you get a lot of ripeness. You get this like luscious, opulent kind of darker fruits and lilac and blackberry and kind of brambly situation, but you still have that tartness. Not so tart that it's vinegar or kombucha, but
Right.
that kind of mouth-watering acidity. So I think it's a really interesting place for Pinot Noir.
Hmm.
I think a lot of like Pinophiles who are addicted to Burgundy or Oregon Pinot Noirs or the so-called like classic representations of Pinot give the Central Coast a hard time because it's different, but like it's identifiably a Pinot Noir. Um, it's got beautiful aromatics, especially if you have it in like a big glass, a Burgundy glass like this, where you've got room to swirl it around and nose it. It's just a very expressive wine.
For sure. Hey Thomas, your phone dropped out of the feed
Oh,
on Instagram. We'll give you a second to do that while I'll talk for a
I'm
second.
sorry, I'm a
No,
techno
no, you're
tard.
good. Take your time. Um, Somebody just mentioned to me. Somebody just texted me that sorry, too busy watching the Kansas game. And listen, I know that I will never compete with the NFL, and that maybe required a little bit more planning on my end.
You
So
should.
yeah, no,
You
it's all
should.
good. It's all good. Watch the Kansas City win because we all know that they're going to. Um, Actually, what's the score right now? I don't even know. I'm speaking too early. There have been a lot of like surprising upsets in this playoff series, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm curious, and that's okay. What else can I tell you guys about this? Okay, so a notable thing, a couple of notable things about this wine that I think are really cool. Um, that it comes from sorry, no, what am I talking about, man? We're in Santa Rita Hills within Santa Barbara, right? And it specifically is Ampelos Vineyard, which is so this is a single vineyard Pinot. Another thing that you need to know about Ampelos is the Greek word for vine. So I love that already. I think it's really cool. And then what else can I tell you about it? It is a quote unquote natural wine. But more notably, in my opinion, is the fact that they're certified organic, certified sustainable, and they practice biodynamic farming. So they do all of the geeky shit that we care about when we talk about like making really good wine. Kansas just tied. Okay, cool. Thank you, Diane. I appreciate the update. Just keep giving us NFL updates so that way people uh, can join in. So Thomas, you want to? Sorry, there's no way for me to just like type that back in the chat. Just find my feed again, right?
I'm on
J-
it. I'm on it.
So you might need to exit and then jump back in, and then when you jump back in, it should give you the option to join. Diana, did you guys make burgers though? And also, are they just tied? Is it like bottom of the fourth? Where are they? Where are they at? Like, I mean, are they about to go into overtime? That's what I want to know. Here you go. Accept. Boom. There you go. You're back live
Okay.
on Instagram.
All right.
So doing that on Instagram just makes it easier because then we don't have to like edit two different formats of video. You know what I mean? And it becomes a lot of work for Jordan. End of the fourth. All right. So are they going to go into overtime? That's my question. This wine is really good, and also for the
Agreed.
right, this wine is really good. What else do we need to know about it? I think this is so. You know how like a lot of people say that Oregon is kind of the gateway into Burgundy, right? I would call this particular Pinot a good gateway to Oregon, right?
That's a good point.
It has just enough like rustic, earthy component without really being over the top or really even like in your face. But it's so subtle enough to where like I think that this is a good gateway into Oregon. And then once you get into Oregon Pinot, that eventually will lead into getting into Burgundy. So Diana says this Pinot is delicious. Yeah, I agree. It's very scrumptious, very, very easy to drink. Um, I'm a fan. The reason why I was thinking Beaujolais earlier, and I said that on earlier, as I almost said, "Oh, this Beaujolais," is because Thomas is also the person that I purchased the Domaine de la Pirulette, which is on the website, which is a phenomenal Santamor cru Gamay.
I was
Delicious.
kind of hoping we would do that today too. It's
Man, if we want
it's
to
a
talk about it, if you want to
wonderful
pitch it,
wine.
go for it.
Well, it's just it's a pretty new wine to me, but it was one of those that it was kind of a sleeper. Like I we didn't have any big brand launch with it. It's the only wine of theirs that we carry. Um,
Mm.
so I haven't tasted anything else from that estate. But when I tasted it, it's just so fresh and crunchy and like it's just like fresh. Um, very pleasant, very easy to pair with a variety of things. I'm a huge Cru Beaujolais fan.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Santa Mora is one of my favorite of the 10 crews that there are. Um, it consistently, I think, delivers phenomenal quality of Gamay from that region. So here, I'm gonna
It's
grab
also
the
not
link.
it's also not like it's not a super common one of the Cru Beaujolais. I mean, there's a few that people see more often than others, like Moulin Avant or Fleury or Cote de Bruy,
Right,
um, for the cruise, not Village.
right,
But
right.
there's how many? 13 or
It's really
more?
nice. The vinegar tone went away a few minutes after opening. Check your text for a pic of Kyle's burger masterpiece. Moses, I saw the photo. I saw an image come through on my phone, but I can't check my messages in the middle of the live on Instagram. Otherwise, the live disconnects. So, for anybody who ever, just as a point of reference, for anybody who's ever watching and you guys are like, "Hey, I'm gonna message him mid show," I'm unavailable for all intents and purposes because I can't jump away from this unless you're communicating to me via the chat. I won't see the message. So, and I don't know why the fuck I'm so itchy right now. I look like a crackhead. Give me some more of this wine. um, no, yeah, I think this is well said, Thomas. I mean, this is the Pirulette is an amazing wine. Um, I think Jordan and I both put the link up in the in the chat, which is fine too. So, all right. Anything else we should know about this Pinot?
It's worth exploring more of Ampelos's wines. They've got a great story. So Peter Vork is Danish, and Rebecca, his wife, is American, and they got married in Greece. Ampelos is the Greek word for vine, and they
Yeah.
apparently, I just learned today that they have an Airbnb on one of the Greek islands, or not
On one of the
Airbnb, but
Greek islands? No shit.
a
Oh,
bed
that's
and
right, because
breakfast.
they have a lot of roots there, right? They own the
Yeah,
Airbnb. And the Airbnb is in Greece. That's right.
yeah, on some Greek island. I just learned that when I was looking at their website today.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I
So how
definitely
much of
want to
this do
check
we
that
need to
out.
buy for Tesh to go to Greece and stay at their Airbnb? Maybe we should find that out. Because I feel like I have enough cool friends who would go in on a case for me to be able to go to Greece.
I'm sure your friends would love you to go to Greece, and I would be happy to help you get there.
Let's ask. Let's ask the question. Let's be like, hey, what do we got to do to
Put
make
it
this
out
happen?
there.
Let's just, you never know, right? Sometimes they'll be like, all right, let's take care of this guy. He sold a lot of cases for us.
Yeah, I've
Um,
never been to Greece.
right? I'm
I'd love to
saying.
go.
I'm saying. No, this is a
Um,
really good Pinot.
yeah,
Sincerely,
but
like
I mean,
good call.
yeah, the estate is worth visiting. It's just a beautiful part of the country. Um, they make, they're, without going off the deep end into natural wines, like they are self-identified natural wines, but they're clean. They're very clean wines. So I'll say that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, this is really cool. I mean, even the labeling, right? Ingredients: certified organic and sustainably farmed grapes, water with tartaric acid, native yeast, native malolactic bacteria, oak barrel flavors, and sulfites.
Yeah, they're very
Pretty cool.
transparent. They're very transparent about what they do.
Yeah,
They don't inoculate yeast, so they use whatever yeast is in the winery or on the grapes at the time of harvest. That's called spontaneous fermentation. Uh, they use pretty low sulfur, but they're definitely like not no sulfites wines. Um, they were the first vineyards in the country to be both certified biodynamic, organic, and sustainable at the same time.
right. It's really cool.
Yeah,
Really cool
so they
claim to
really
fame, I
went
feel like.
they went for the certifications. That's really important for them. And you can say a lot about like certified stuff, but like once you're certified and you make that commitment, it means that on a hard year, you can't just go out and spray your vines with chemicals. You
Most
can't.
definitely, like you have to adhere to those standards, right? I mean, in order to keep the certification.
Yeah,
So yeah, it is a big deal. It is a very big deal. Like
it's
yeah,
a big commitment.
yeah. Even if like you have to think about things like if your neighbors spray, then you can't be certified. You know what I mean? And like, or you can't be certified organic or whatever. Like all these things come into play. So you have to work with your neighbors and take that into account. All these
Yeah,
things come into play when you're talking about getting these certifications of being, sustainable, organic, biodynamic. They are so stringent on the rules and they will make sure that you're doing them. And if you don't adhere to the rules, and it goes away. So
there are some places in the world, like in parts of Spain and Austria and Germany, where in order to be part of an appellation, you have to be organic essentially because of that very reason. You're only as organic as your neighbors are,
right,
and if your
exactly.
neighbors are spraying, then you can't really like uh, certifiably be organic or biodynamic. And so, like classic Penedès, for instance, in Catalonia, in order to have that name on your label, you have to be practicing organic.
Right, right. Touchdown Kansas, just as a point of reference for anybody who needs to know. I'm trying to keep my football fans in mind. You know what I mean? Uh, thank you, Diana, for the play-by-play. And for anybody who's running 42-36, damn, that's a high-scoring game. Shit. Um, for anybody who was wondering, yes, I am sipping on a cocktail in between wines. Sometimes you just gotta have a little extra. I have kids. Don't fucking judge me. Um, I am drinking a blended scotch with. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking on the? It's a honeyed liqueur. a honey scotch based liqueur kind of thing. Drambuie, there it
Drambuie.
is. Drambuie, yeah. So I'm drinking Drambuie and a blended scotch, which is known as a rusty nail. Whew, man, things are
Ooh.
not firing today. I swear I just started drinking. Okay, just started drinking. I think I'm just tired. Anyhow, let's move on to the Yount Millhouse Napa Valley Cab from 2019. By the way, the Ampelos Pinot, if you loved it, I have 6 bottles left. It's $28 a bottle. We'll put the link up in the chat. God, my brain is farting so hard right now. We'll put the link up in the chat. Boom, there it is. And we'll move ahead with the Yount Millhouse. God damn it, Diana! It's really hard to stay focused on talking about wine when the game is on. She is quite literally giving us a play-by-play. It's under review, but Kansas wins. All right, cool. I must say, Thomas, do you watch football? Are you a football fan?
Do you know
Yeah,
me?
okay, I kind of know the answer already. So look, I'm normally really not into it, but a lot of my close friends are really into it, which is really like we've gotten together just to hang out and watch the Niners games. And so this year I found myself like just very involved with what's going on with the NFL and in particular the playoffs, right? Yeah. Aunt Nora, you've been hiding there the whole time. 49ers, baby, let's go. I mean, Garoppolo ain't do shit. This is going on the internet. I'm sorry, Garoppolo. But that defense and that special teams carried you for sure. Anyways, sorry, it's over. I'm focused now. All right. Paid half attention to last night's game. All right, Jordan. I mean, it was a good game, right? I mean, it got interesting in the last little bit of the game. So no, so all that to say, I'm normally not so like about football, but this year I found myself like even my wife was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm watching the game. Leave me alone." And she was like, "Bitch, don't talk to me like that." And I was like, "Okay." Yeah, no. Anyways, so let's move on to the Yount Millhouse Napa Valley Cab 2019. If you want more of the Ampelos, thank you, Jordan, for throwing that link up in there. I'm gonna get my little Coravin. By the way, pretty soon, Jordan and I were talking about we'll set up a way to have these like these little contraptions that I like to use, like a wine key or a champagne saber or this Coravin. We'll have like links for these things. So if you guys are ever looking to add to your repertoire of things that you can use when it comes to wine service or just enjoying a bottle at home, you'll have access to those things. So Jordan's going to help me do it. He reminded me about it tonight, even though he reminded me last week a few times. You know, play as fuck up. Play as fuck up. It's okay. Oh, and subscribe. Listen, if you have a Google account, you have a YouTube account. And I don't give a fuck if you don't subscribe to channels. Log into your Gmail account, then go to youtube.com, search for Wine Talk with Tesh. And when my channel pops up, my face pops up, click on that video, go to my channel by clicking on the name Wine Talk with Tesh, and then hit subscribe. Okay? Because
He's talking about me.
I'm talking about.
He's talking about me. I've had YouTube since 2007, and I don't think I've subscribed to anything.
I'm just saying, God damn it, we talked about this already. No, it would be insanely helpful, and I would love you and appreciate you for it, sincerely. When you hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, you get to like change your channel name, the web address, and everything. You get to do some cool things with it. You know what I mean? And also, if enough of y'all subscribe, man, eventually Food Network will pick me up, and then we'll do all this shit, and we'll just blow Sacramento up. You know what I mean? Let's just do that. And Wisconsin. Is we got to take Jordan with us, baby. We going places. We got to do something.
Oh, that's right. He's not here anymore.
I know. He's not. It's so sad.
How's Wisconsin?
Not great right now for the Packers.
Which is good, yeah, after last night. But, you know, it's good. It's like 8 degrees, and it's snowed out last night. Well, you probably saw if you watched the game last night.
It's cold as fuck, man. I was watching the game. I felt bad. I was like, yo, it's cold as hell, man. I thought about you. I was like, I don't know if this is a smart move or not, but it was a move. It was a move.
It was a move. Yeah. Yeah, everyone's like, wait, so you moved to California and you moved back? And I was like,
Right?
yeah, I missed the winters.
Did you? Is that what it was? Did you miss the winters for real?
No,
Shut up! You're fucking
no,
with us.
yeah, no,
Okay, cool. I was
yeah.
like, dude, the winters are fucking awful.
That bad?
It's winter right now in California. We just had a 70-degree day. It was fucking gorgeous. I feel
Yeah.
very passionate about this, in case you can't tell.
Yeah. The 9 degrees right now. So that gives you an
Oh
idea.
man,
Ooh,
god damn,
damn.
bro, man, nah, bro. If you can't go pee outside, like that's just.
And -9
That's-
on Wednesday. So
Oof. No,
But you
just
can.
no.
I remember cold winter days in Oregon where you could just keep like groceries outside on the deck.
Oh yeah, I
Just
I
like a
put
refrigerator.
like a 6-pack
Oh,
of beer out
right.
there today because I was like, well,
Yeah.
might want this cold later, so
Okay,
'Cause
that's
it's
kind of
colder
cool.
than your refrigerator.
put it on the porch.
That's actually kind of cool. You should actually, if
But
you
don't
guys
forget
don't
about it. Don't forget about
yeah,
it.
exactly right. Yeah, if you guys don't already follow Telesom, Telesomm, on Instagram, go follow her. Her name's Vanessa. She's a sweetheart of a person. She runs an amazing channel and an amazing business. But don't let it overtake me. No, I'm just playing. I got nothing but love for you, Vanessa. The thing is that go follow her. She's based out of Alaska, and she'll just take her champagne and put it right outside the door in snow. And I'm like, that seems like it'd be really fucking convenient. You know what I mean? It would. Anyways, Lori and Kyle, Yount, vanilla, very nice. Let's jump into it. All right, so Yount Millhouse. Thomas, this is your time, baby. Your time to shine. Tell us about Yount Millhouse. Get us excited.
So it's a brand that is it's one of Michael Pazon's like 6 or 7 different brands. Michael Pazon is Napa / Sonoma royalty. Essentially, his grandfather was Italian, moved here from Piemonte, Italy, in the early 20th century, and planted vines in Healdsburg. Planted Zinfandel in Healdsburg, actually. And so the Pozan family has been really established in Northern California for the better part of a century. And this is kind of his first sort of entry-level priced, approachable Napa Valley Cabernet. And they make a Carneros Pinot Noir too. Just sourced from different vineyards that they contract with, mostly in the.
That happens.
Yeah,
I'm
go
sorry to
ahead.
cut you off, Thomas. I was going to say that happens a lot. Just so you guys know, a lot of producers don't grow their own shit. Like it just is not. You know what I mean? It's not that weird. Like you have people like Lioco is a good example of a brand that makes phenomenal wine. They don't grow any of their own stuff. They contract all that stuff out to somebody else, and they just buy the grapes, and they still produce really good wine. So, so to the point of like really good Pinot, right? And Diana said, "Love Michael Pozan, obviously." And Lori and Kyle, I would agree. Tons of vanilla here on the nose, a little bit of green bell pepper. The palate is just total crowd pleasing wine. You guys are gonna ask, and I'm just gonna let you know right now. I have 6 bottles of this. This is a $22 Napa Cab, which is I think the price point is really hard to compare to most Napa Cabs. $22, you get a banging Napa Cab. Okay.
Yeah, and for the sourcing of the grapes and everything, there's so much Napa Cab out there of varying quality and different styles. Like, I mean, honestly, to me, when I hear someone say Napa Cab, I just kind of shut down. It's like it's boring. There's so much Napa Cab out there. It's going to be expensive if it's going to be any good at all. But like this is a great value, and it's good quality, and
This
it's
is
attached
phenomenal
to
bang for the buck. This is
yeah,
phenomenal bang for the buck.
yeah, and like Michael puts on like gives some cachet. It lets you know it's going to be good quality product.
I mean, 18 months in French oak, like that's for $22. You know what I mean? Auntie Nora, sorry, I cannot call you Nora. It's always Auntie Nora. You'll forever be Auntie Nora to me. Michael Pouzin, wow, I used to buy his wines at the Bevmo, buy one, get one second bottle for 1 cent. I don't even think they do the 1 cent anymore. I think they do the nickel thing now. 10 years ago, yeah, I'm old as dirt. I'm gonna get a bottle. Auntie Nora, first of all, you are not old. You are beautiful and amazing. And we need to hang out, by the way. Let's hang out again. We haven't hung out in a while since Christy was in town, actually. So we should hang out. Yeah, it has been a minute. Michael Pouzin has been around for a long time, but I think that just kind of goes to credit. You can trust some of the brands that he owns, right? And
Yeah.
it's kind of like a lot of people kind of look at like these brands that like BV or Behringer or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they'll be like, oh, that's such a huge brand. Like, I don't know if I need to support that. And it's like, yeah, well, Behringer, for example, Behringer is still family owned. You know what I mean? And just because Behringer puts out like inexpensive daily drinking wine, or as people in the industry like to refer to it, banquet wine, right? They still put out really good products in their higher tiers.
I like to call it cheap and cheerful.
Cheap and cheerful, right? That's a good way to put it. But that being said, this is a wine that I think just totally over delivers, and I think once you take a sip, it's just like, give me another bottle. You know what I mean? Like I'm drinking this bottle, and I'm probably gonna finish this tonight.
Easy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I use my Corvin, but I'll probably put that away to drink the rest of this. It's really, really good.
So, and like just another little handy reference thing. I think a lot of people don't understand the cost associated with certain parts of wine production. One new French oak barrel these days costs $2,000.
It's insane, right? I mean, on the cheap side, it'd be
Yeah.
like 1,200, but I'm sure that cost has gone up in the last couple of years. Just like everything's gone up in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely, $2,000 easily for a new French oak barrel. It's insane. Please put me down for two bottles of the cab. Lori, is that what you want? 2 bottles of the cab? I will have to look at Diana's order, because Diana's order just came in. I don't know what she ordered. So hopefully we have, maybe she went 3 and 3. I don't know, because I am on the live and I cannot check. But if I have 2 bottles of cab left, I got you. I'll just send you an invoice. Cool. Affirmative. Aye, aye, Captain. So, Thomas, what else do we need to know about this wine?
Well, let's see. So, yeah, what was it? 18 months.
18 months French oak. Yep.
18 months. New French oak. Not a whole lot though, which makes it appropriate. It makes it approachable. Same with the Ampelos Pinot Noir too. I think they only use like 10% new French oak for a very small amount of time.
Right.
I'm a big fan of less oak on everything, because if we're talking about quality fruit, you want to taste the fruit. You don't want to taste wood.
That's
what
bourbon's
really, for.
No, for sure, man. I feel really torn about this, right? Because like the sommelier side of me is always like, yeah, like less oak and more fruit, and absolutely, and I love those wines, right? You can, if you visit my website and you shop the wines, it's very clear the style of wines that I love and I care about and I want people to experience. But then there's wines like this that are total crowd pleasers. You know what I mean? And this is a crowd pleasing wine, and it's hard for me to, I think, find the balance between like delivering on what people want and then also encouraging people to try something outside of the box. You know? So I feel you though, because I think it's one of those things where like,
well,
it is definitely like I want to do both. You know, I want to give you the best of both worlds. One of my favorite answers, like from an old CEO that I used to work for was I would be like, hey, I need to do this and I can't, and I need to do this. What do you want me to do? And he would look at me and he'd be like, I want you to do both. And I would be like, fuck, man. And now that I'm a business owner, I find myself in those same shoes. I'm like, yeah, okay. How do I deliver on both fronts? You have some thoughts on that, Thomas. Regale me with your thoughts.
Okay, well, just in terms of oak, it's there. So there's tradition. There are certain styles of wine that are traditionally oak fermented / and or oak aged for a reason, like Chardonnay. Chardonnay is a big conversation. There's so much like unoaked Chardonnay out there these days because it's less expensive and it's more approachable and people don't want oaky Chardonnays anymore. But
Right.
there's a reason why many Chardonnays are fermented in oak and or aged in oak. And it's because one of the reasons is because Chardonnay, the grape is particularly high in malic acid. And so there's a particularly there's like a tartness to Chardonnay when it doesn't see kind of mellowing out in oak. It just became a tradition. That's just
Absolutely.
why.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there are very few white wines that are traditionally aged in oak barrels, and Chardonnay is one of them where it to me it really makes sense. You
If
can
you
go
want to
over
see
the
the if
top.
for those of you who are tuning in, if you want to see the difference between the two styles of Chardonnay on the website, grab a bottle of the Champoraillot by William Fev. It's a Chablis, and then grab a bottle of
Ooh, yeah,
Panthera Chardonnay from Russian River, and it's like night and day, like how wildly different these Chardonnays are. So if you want to experiment, try something cool, highly recommend doing.
yeah, yeah. It's just I don't know. It's like I don't want to. I'm not addicted to tradition. I think that there's a lot of things that we need to move on from, but there are things that make sense. If you think about like a time when people were making wine before all the technology and the control that we had, and it's like, okay,
Right.
you had some concrete containers, you had some big oak barrels, oak vats,
Right. Yeah,
and like
absolutely.
not a whole lot else.
Right.
Anyways.
No, for sure. Hey, there's a story behind the label, right? Isn't that a part of the isn't that like you can go visit
Oh,
isn't
the
that
Yount Mill House. Yeah, I mean it's an historic. I believe it's on the National Register of Historic Places.
Oh, no shit.
I think so. Yeah, I mean it's a
Oh, that's
mill, like
cool.
a mill house.
How fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's some really there's a lot of really cool historic properties in Napa. I mean, even related to and unrelated to the wine culture in the Napa Valley. It's like an interesting place to learn about. Um, it used to be before it was like a rich people's Disneyland for people who are into wine. It was kind of like the Wild West up to a certain point in the
Right,
Napa
right.
Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, people were like having shootouts at train stations and like all kinds of shit. It was the Wild West.
For sure, for sure. Could you imagine getting into a shootout over a bottle of wine or some like vineyards perhaps? He's like,
I
I'm trying
think,
to grow the finest wine out here, motherfucker.
yeah.
That's what just played out in
Well,
my
so
mind. Jordan, I'm sorry,
look
man.
up,
This is just what happens in my head, bro.
there's a couple places in Napa where so there's some old stone wineries and one of them where William Cole makes his wine today,
Oh
and
yeah,
that
yeah.
was supposed to be like one of the first stone wineries in Napa Valley,
Right.
and this woman, something wine Traub. Her, like, she had a jealous lover who shot her father in the head point blank at the train station, and then she was like, now I'm all alone in Napa, I guess I'll become a property owner. And she ended up buying like all of the quarries in the area where all of the other wineries sourced their stone from to make their wineries. And she became like an empress of the Napa Valley because she owned the stone quarries.
That's some gangster shit, dude.
Yeah, just like crazy history.
Yeah, that is some gangster shit, right? Could you imagine? And also, kudos to her for thinking, like, you know what? All these bougie ass wineries are gonna need some really nice stones to like build their wineries. And she was like, I'm gonna jump in on it. Kudos to her for coming up with that idea and being on top of it.
It just sounds like a lot of energy to me, honestly. I mean, can you imagine it's like, okay, so some crazy dude shot my dad and I came out here alone from Indiana.
Right.
What am I going to do now?
It sounds like some Yellowstone shit. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
If you guys haven't watched Yellowstone yet, that's your TV recommendation for this episode of Wine Talk with Tesh.
It's another Monday. God damn it.
Nah, man. I think the Yount Millhouse is all gone. I think that Diana may have swooped all of it. So kudos to Diana for grabbing all of it. Sorry, Lori. We have more of the Pinot. Sorry, Aunt Laura. Sorry, Aunt Nora. We have more of the Ampelos Pinot. I think that Diana may have swooped in, and she loves Yellowstone too. Just for the record, Diana also loves Yellowstone. Better be careful, Diana. Some people might pop your ass out here for this wine. You know what I mean? Some gangster shit going on. All right, Thomas, do you have anything else for us? A word of wisdom in regards to consuming wine? Anything at all?
Oh, well, you know, I mean, my common saying is life's too short to settle for swag, whether that's
I like that.
You know, relationships, wine, or what have you. It's like, if you're gonna enjoy something, make sure it's the good shit.
Yes, man. There was one time there's like a Facebook post about this. It was years ago. I was in service. I can't remember which restaurant I was at. I think I was at the kitchen, and somebody was like, "Oh, you know, like that bottle's kind of expensive. I don't know if I should like spend that much on it." And I was like, "Look, man, your body is a temple, okay? And if you're gonna poison it, you should poison it with the finest of spirits and wine. All right." And after I said it, I was like, that was some poetic ass shit. Like, somebody write that into my movie someday. You know what I mean? Nah, man. Hey, yes. Thomas, we appreciate you taking time out of your Sunday night to join us and hang out and talk about the wines. The wines are absolutely stunning. Everybody loved the Pinot. Clearly, everybody loved the Yount Millhouse Cab.
Awesome.
For those of you guys who missed out and weren't able to get a couple, send me a message just to remind me, and I'll see what I can do to get some more to quench your thirst, because I don't want to see you guys without good wine. All right, so I'm happy to take care of you and figure out a way to make it happen. So yeah, send me a message and we can follow up on that. All right, let's see, what else do I need to go over? If you're just tuning in, hey man, you have a fucking Google account, log into your Google account, go to YouTube, search for Wine Talk with Tesh, find my fucking page and subscribe to that motherfucker. Okay, thanks, peace. There, Jordan, I did it twice. All right. Diana said that they'll buy more, so good news. Thomas, we will connect about that after the show. So stay on, don't log out. We'll end the show and then we'll talk about that, okay? So that'll help, because then we can make sure everybody gets some more Yount Millhouse. What else? February 8th. It's a Tuesday night. That is going to be the next Wine Talk with Tesh in person. So if you guys aren't coming already to the in-person tastings, you guys are fucking missing out. They're so much fun. And we do the whole thing. There's food involved, right? We're at the Sutter Club, which is pretty fucking exclusive. We get to hang out. We drink really good wine. I pour a bonus wine for you. You take the 2 bottles of wine for the next virtual tasting home with you. And then if you're really up for it and you're down to hang out, we almost always go out afterward to do more, which is really socially irresponsible. But you know, we live in the day and age of taxis and Ubers, and that's okay. So we have a really good time. All that to say, we have a really, really good time. And if you can make it in person, go to winewithtesh.com, click on virtual tastings, and pick up your in-person tasting kit, and we'll have a really good time together. So there next time. David and Diana, I know you will be. Thomas, thank you again. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for taking time on a Sunday. And
Of course.
Jordan, thanks. Shout out to Jordan in the background for being a fucking gangster and always making time for us. Until I see you guys in 2 weeks. Until then, like the post on Instagram, like the videos. We'll keep posting dope shit. We're trying to make it fun for everybody. And be well, drink good wine. All right, guys. Peace.